A very good evening and thank you for joining GBS News at 9. My name is Susan Nganga and our sign language interpreter tonight is Paul Mathenge. We begin this bulletin where the comments by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua against Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru during a united opposition rally has sparked emotions in Kirinyaga County. Residents stormed the streets to condemn him, citing that his remarks were disrespectful not only to the governor but to the female leaders. Matthew Perez has this report in details.
Kirinyaga County residents took the streets of Kutu's town in protest against recent remarks by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, which they described as disrespectful and demeaning towards women leaders. The demonstrations were sparked by Gachagua's claims that Governor Anne Waiguru was being used politically by President William Ruto. Outraged residents condemned the remarks as not only insulting to the governor but also to all women in positions of leadership across the country.
Tunataka kukwambia hivi wa Monyoro, vile unajiita, ujue hapa sio wa Monyoro. Achana na mama yetu kabisa. Usiwahi rudia tena. Usiwahi rudia tena. Hiyo ni kukosea wa mama wa Kirinyaga heshima.
Residents praised Waiguru as a trailblazer, highlighting her achievements as the only woman elected governor twice and her two-term tenure as chairperson of the Council of Governors. They credited her leadership with visible development across Kirinyaga, including modern markets, improved infrastructure, and a world-class referral hospital.
Kwa hivyo wale wanatukana Waiguru wakome kumtukana. Ninasimama hapa kusema Waiguru amefanya development nyingi sana.
Protesters further criticized Gachagua, who was impeached from his deputy president role last year, accusing him of resorting to divisive politics, intimidation, and personal vendettas. According to the demonstrators, Gachagua has since been campaigning against President Ruto and allegedly coercing leaders in a bid to create a rival power base. The demonstrators also pointed to a pattern of bias in Gachagua's political attacks, claiming that women-led counties have borne the brunt of his criticism. They cited ongoing confrontations with Governor Waiguru in Kirinyaga and Governor Cecil Mbarire in Embu. Matthew Perez for GBS News.
Now we shift the focus to matters education, where Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba says he is optimistic that the ongoing public university lecture strike will end within the week. The strike, which began on September 17th, has disrupted learning across public universities, but a deal now appears within reach. The government and the University Academic Staff Union have made significant progress in their talks, especially on implementing the 2017-2021 collective bargaining agreement and clearing pending arrears. The Salaries and Remuneration Commission has offered to pay 7.2 billion shillings out of the lecturer's 7.9 billion demand, with the remaining 624 million still in dispute. CS Ogamba is urging lecturers to advise their members to return to class as the final details are ironed out. The optimism follows a series of high-level meetings in Machakos and Nairobi, targeting closure on both the 2017-2021 and the upcoming 2025 to 2029 CBAs. Let's take a look.
The KUSU team, the universities were meeting over this weekend in Machakos to work out on the issues of the 2017-2021 CBA, and they had another team also negotiating the 25-29 CBA cycle. So we are hoping that they'll be doing a report today to make a decision as to how much money is outstanding. As you are aware, the unions were demanding 7.9 billion. But SRC indicated that 7.2 billion has been paid. There's a balance of 624. So the teams met to look at the documents and verify those facts, and they are going to do a report today, and from there we'll be able to give the country.
Moving forward, The Kenya Defence Forces has officially launched its 2025 nationwide recruitment exercise. The drive, which will run across all 47 counties, is aimed at enlisting qualified young men and women to serve in the Army, Air Force, and Navy. Defense Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale led the official launch at the Defense Headquarters in Nairobi. Our Defense Affairs reporter has the details.
The nationwide exercise for the Kenya Defence Forces will run from October 15th to November 5th, targeting servicemen and women, specialized officers and cadets.
The national government and county administrations have a vital role to play in this exercise. Their support in guiding our young people, encouraging them to present themselves honestly, and reinforcing the values of discipline and integrity that the Kenya Defence Forces stands for is invaluable. Recruitment into the military is not only a national duty, but also a community responsibility, and we urge all of us to play their rightful role.
The Chief of the Defence Forces, General Charles Kahariri, emphasized on the importance of integrity, fitness, and patriotism among recruits, promising that merit will be the guiding principle throughout the entire exercise.
Point to note, this exercise is starting officially today, and it will end on 25th of October. That means anything done outside this time frame is illegal. So for those who think they have already been recruited before today, they are misplaced, and we are not party to it. Whoever will be recruited after 25th, we will not be held accountable. So therefore, our time frames are very strict, and we do this exercise in the fairest manner and in open. And we urge all Kenyans to attend free of charge.
Davis Karani for GBS News, Nairobi.
We apologize. The Cabinet Secretary is actually Soipan Chuya instead of Aden Duale, who is the Cabinet Secretary for Health. And now we shift the focus to a Kibra Member of Parliament, Peter Orero's driver, has been fined 100,000 shillings for dangerous driving. George Odwor was captured on camera recklessly overtaking a line of vehicles along Oloitoktok Road in Nairobi. Footage that quickly went viral after being shared by journalist Larry Madowo. Appearing before the Milimani court, Odwor pled guilty to the offense, saying he was rushing to the airport and promising not to repeat the mistake. The magistrate imposed the maximum fine of 100,000 shillings or an alternative 12-month jail term if he fails to pay. Odwor has been given 14 days to appeal the ruling. The video, which was also showed MP Orero in the vehicle, has drawn widespread condemnation and renewed calls for accountability among public officials and their aides on road safety. Police have reiterated that reckless driving will not be tolerated, regardless of one's position or association.
So, yango ya kwanza ilikuwa naomba
a fine of Kenya shillings 100,000. Therefore, I will award that as being the maximum fine under that particular section. He will pay a fine of 100,000 in default to serve 12 months imprisonment. You have 14 days right of appeal if dissatisfied with the order of this.
61 years after gaining independence, it is still a nightmare to imagine a nation whose adolescent girls still struggle to avoid basic needs like sanitary towels, what has played wide in their low self-esteem and poor attendance, and at long last fueling their poor performance in examination. This matter has always been handled by the women in the Kenyan society, but of late, male characters have weighed in, Speaking in the county, Siaya senators said there is need for the girl child to be uplifted. Matthew Perez reports.
The presidential advisor.
Sustainable access to sanitary towels among schoolgirls in Siaya County remains a mirage despite numerous part donation interventions to schools. Siaya Senator Dr. Oburu Oginga has said, according to Dr. Oburu, sustainable access to the crucial towels in Siaya County schools can easily be achieved by establishing sanitary towel manufacturing plant in the region. Speaking during the celebration of the International Day of Girl Child at Rakoko Secondary School in Bondo, Oburu revealed that the previous regime, led by Governor Colonel Rasanga, had plans for the sanitary towel factory, but the deal between the county and Korean government fell through technically.
I want to tell you that that question really touched me, because it is a question I have been agonizing about for very many years. One time I went to Korea. I went to Korea specifically with the governor of Siaya here, Rasanga. And we went to look for an investor to come and invest in a factory producing sanitary towels. It was second-hand, and government cannot invest in second-hand facilities.
The center, however, assured that he is going to work with the current governor, James Orengo, to ensure that the plan is revived and implemented to address concern on sustainable access to sanitary towels to schoolgirls.
But I can assure you that we are going to work hard to make sure that that idea does not die. It is a very noble idea, and before Jesus Christ calls me up, I think we shall have succeeded in establishing one here in Siaya.
Oburu, who donated over 5,000 sanitary towels to girls at Rakoko Secondary School, warned both boys and girls against engaging in premarital sex that result in high cases of early pregnancies recorded in the county, saying that it will jeopardize their future. Oburu, on the other hand, observed the need for members of the society to protect the interests of the girl child by ensuring they get education and avoid early pregnancy for them to contribute to economic growth of the country. Matthew Perez for GBS News.
And still on matters women, 4 young Kenyan women are set to represent the country at the Continental Finals of the Absa Bank Kenya Girl Code Women in Tech Hackathon after emerging top in the national round. The team, known as Team Avitria, developed an AI-powered fintech platform called Jasho, Powering Our Hustle, designed to help gig economy workers and persons with disabilities better manage their finances. Their innovation uses artificial intelligence for smart expense tracking, personalized coaching, and fraud prevention, which added accessibility features like facial recognition and voice commands. The competition, which attracted over 100 women aged between 18 and 35, challenged participants to create secure and inclusive digital solutions under the theme, Future-Proofing Africa. Here are the details. 4 young Kenyan women are flying the country's flag high after their AI-powered fintech platform, Jasho, Powering Your Hustle, clinched the top spot at the Absa Bank Kenya Girl Code Women in Tech Hackathon. The winning team, Team Avitria, made up women aged between 21 and 26, impressed judges with a financial innovation designed for gig economy workers and persons with disabilities. The solution uses artificial intelligence to track expenses in real time, offer personalized financial coaching, and prevent fraud, all while featuring facial recognition and voice command options for accessibility.
Twitter delivery or Mary Mamafua or the current users.
This year's Future Hackathon brought together 112 women aged 18 to 35, responding to the theme, Future-Proofing Africa, Innovation at the intersection of fintech, cybersecurity, and AI. Participants worked around the clock, in a 30-hour challenge to design digital tools that can strengthen Africa's tech resilience. Absa Bank's head of sustainability and corporate affairs, Charles Okabi, praised the team for their creativity under pressure, noting that the winners will receive hardware, software, and mentorship support to help grow their ideas into viable businesses.
First of all, we'll give them certain hardware and software tools, that would help them continue advancing their coding journey, their technology advancement journey. Second, we'll give them, internship opportunities, first at Absa Kenya Foundation, as well as some of the partner organizations that we are working with.
The top 3 teams will also join an incubation program run by Absa Kenya Foundation and ALX, where they'll gain access to workspaces, mentorship, and investor engagement opportunities.
An incubation opportunity where they get incubated at ALX, and they have got the tools, they're given the tools, the spaces, the kind of mentorship that they need to continue advancing and growing, to understand better and get into the finer details of how you then move from just an idea to a solution. How do you build it to a business? How do you scale it? How do you pitch to bigger businesses? And within this incubation, they also get exposed to, investors, venture capitalists, and, and such funders. And so it's a brilliant opportunity for them. And we do hope that out of this exercise, that there would come out something, that would be beneficial, not just to them, the developers, but also to our communities, our society, and our business community.
The continental winner will take home $5,500 or about 700,000 Kenyan shillings. Galcod CEO Zandile Mkwanazi says the initiative is helping women turn bold ideas into real-world impact.
One of our flagship programs is the Go Code Hackathon, or Go Code Hack, which is a program that initially starts at Go Code because we don't have enough women in the tech space, and we wanted to create a safe space for young girls and women that are in the technology space, that are graduates, to come and innovate, build solutions. It just doesn't make sense that we don't have more women that are creating the technology that we use every day, and that's what the hackathon is about, showcasing their skills and being innovative and building real solutions to real problems that we experience in our communities.
Team Avitria prepares to face innovators from Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa, Botswana, and Ghana. Susan Nganga, GBS News. It is time for us to take a short break. Keep your feedback streaming into our social media platforms at GBS TV Africa. The SMS line is always 21144. We'll be right back.
Talking about being a miss or being a pageant queen, it is not just about wearing a crown or looking pretty on social media. It is about how much you can impact the community. What can you do with the title you hold? Actually a young model in the industry. I started modeling this year in school. Actually I used to go to International Youth Fellowship where we had a modeling class. I used to study fashion and design, and we had a modeling class. So I am high fashion trained. On Instagram, kelly.omuhaya. On TikTok, Miss Omuhaya.
Now tell us about that moment when you had your name that you won Miss Kasarani 2025-2026.
What I would like to advise you is keep going. Put God first. Be resilient. Be a go-getter. Find joy within yourself. Walk with pride. Chin up. Smile. You are a queen. He who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. That makes me always rise, knowing that I have something that is greater than what people can see.
Hello, kids. Did you know a year has 31,557,600 seconds? Why do you think so? Exactly. There are 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day, and 365 and 25 days in a year. We count the extra 0.25 because of leap year. When you multiply all these numbers together, you get a huge number of seconds. That's why a year feels long, but time still flies when you are having fun. Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back to the bulletin. And now, it's not shocking in Antananarivo, the capital city of Madagascar. Police who continue to use tear gas and rubber bullets to disperse angry protesters have gone against the very government they vowed to fortify, calm rain and sunshine. Now under pressure, President Andre, who is a product of a coup, rising to power in 2009 after ousting President Ravalomanana, claims of an attempted coup after law enforcers move. Let's listen into the full story.
In the island of Madagascar, a new turn of events has taken shape. The police shifted sides and joined the streets this time round with no tear gas, but singing anti-government songs with protesters. The irony plays out having in mind that since 25th of September 2025, protests have been the order of the day in Antananarivo, where police acted brutally, killing at least 20 peaceful Gen Z protesters. Their refusal to execute government orders to shoot demonstrators has shocked the president, making him recount of a simmering coup. An elite military unit, CAPSAT, announced that it will take control of the armed forces, going forward to even appoint General Demosthenes Pikulas as head of the army. This comes after embattled president appointed Army General Zafi Sambo in a bid to quell the youth-led demos against his rule, saying that this move was necessary to restore order and the citizens' trust. All eyes are now on President Andry Rajoelina as the marchers pile more pressure on him to leave office, though he remains contumacious, asking the nation to grant him a year more. Matthew Perez for GBS News.
And now what's currently happening in Ivory Coast. The presidential election just 2 weeks away. Political tensions are boiling over in the economic capital Abidjan. Police used tear gas to disperse protesters who defied a government ban on an opposition-led march. Demonstrations took to the streets to voice their anger over President Alassane bid for 4th term and the exclusion of key opposition candidates. As arrest of maiden journalists detained, concerns are growing over the state of democracy in one of West Africa's most influential nations. Here is a full report.
Tensions flared in Abidjan as police fired tear gas to disperse protesters, defying a ban on an opposition march.
I'm here for the march, but the police are brutalizing us. They're arresting our brothers and sisters and taking them away. Our march is peaceful. We haven't broken anything, so why are they assaulting us?
We came to the designated location in Kokori, Sijin for the march, but then the police came and fired tear gas at us.
Anyway, this year we're deciding to all go to the cemetery or the central jail because your freedom and dignity cannot be taken away from you. So that's why I came to the march. That's why I came out today.
Before sunrise, security forces blocked roads and set up barricades, but small groups still gathered, chanting against President Alassane Ouattara's controversial bid for a 4th term.
We do not want a 4th term. We say no. We want our country back. We want to be free.
Our ideology is love. Our ideology, and we ask calmly, without insults, or blunders, without guns, without machetes, without sticks. We only ask that the President of the Republic of Ivory Coast steps back. He should step back because Ivory Coast is a democratic country.
Authorities arrested several demonstrators and even journalists covering the event. One woman cried out as police dragged her away. Protesters say they are demanding fair elections and the right to choose their leaders freely. President Ouattara, who has been in power since 2010, says he must run again due to the country's economic and security challenges. But critics accuse him of undermining democracy by changing constitutional term limits, a growing trend in West Africa. With the election set for October 25th, tensions are rising and the opposition votes to keep pushing back. Elvis Muyodi, GBS News.
And now to development news in the Middle East. On the second day of the ceasefire in Gaza, scenes of hope and heartbreak fill the streets as Israeli forces begin to pull back. Thousands of residents are returning home, not to houses, but to ruins. From Al-Rashid to Al-Zaytun, Gaza City stands as a silent witness to years of war and survival. Let's take a look.
On Al-Rashid Street in western Gaza City, residents trickle back step by step into what was once their home. Many return from years of displacement, carrying memories and fragments of their past lives. The street, once alive with markets and children's laughter, now lies in ruins. In central Gaza, Al-Jalal Street bears deep scars of the conflict. Between piles of concrete and twisted river, people move cautiously, picking through what is left, hoping to salvage something familiar. Further east, the Al-Zaytun neighborhood reveals devastation on unimaginable scale. Rows of destroyed buildings stretch to the horizon, a grim reminder of the bombardments that ravaged the city. And in Tel Hawa, in the south, residential blocks stand hollowed out, their walls torn, their windows gone. But amid the wreckage, life starts once more. Families begin cleaning, children play in the rubble, small signs of resilience in a landscape of loss. Despite the widespread destruction, the people of Gaza are returning, determined to rebuild from the ashes. After the 2 long years of displacement, they are reclaiming not just their homes, but their hopes. Reporting for GBS TV, I'm Paul Elmine.
It is time for us to take a short break. Keep your feedback streaming in the social media platforms at GBS TV Africa. The SMS line is always 21144. We'll be right back.
Hi kids! Welcome to Kids Mind, where we learn, we laugh, and we explore. So kids, are you ready to listen to our today's Bible story? Are you ready to listen?
You're happy and you know, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know, clap your hands.
Samson was a mighty man, a mighty man was he. Samson was a mighty man, a mighty man was he. Samson was a mighty man, a mighty man was he. Between a want or a need, which one is more wise?
I'll of course the most Irene Jugena.
SK the DJ hapa aka the Mix Wizard.
Nataka kurap,
nataka kuimba, nataka kudance.
Give me a chance, mini dreamer.
You're a COVID baby. COVID will give birth to you.
Hiyo lockdown kukaa ndani na my thoughts kulock in. Kanibadilisha.
Ni setback gani umeface like in the industry kutoka 2020, 5 years ago mpaka sahi?
The first one ilikuwa kujifunza kurap. Wase wa appreciate bars, wa appreciate lines. Like hii ni kitu tunatakingi time kuandika.
Sometimes na wonder ka God na exist juu life manzeni moto. Mbono na acha your daughters and sons wa dedi kwa moto. I like to think through things before nifanye. Gani na make sense to me, see according to the rules. This song, it was like a personal prayer. And because through the things I'm gonna face at that time. Mimi, I'm a versatile artist. First of all, I don't like to call myself a rapper. Neither do I call myself a singer. I call myself an artist or a musician. Napenda ku try out new things just to bring up kale ka vibe yenye unaweza sikiza, unaweza bambika na bado unaweza pata kitu from the song. Unaweza ku leave a different person after umesikiza.
Everywhere, GBS.
And now for the sports lovers, it is time for your most favorite segment of the bulletin, the sports news. Let's get sporty. Came alive as Ousmane Dembele returned home to celebrate his 2025 Ballon d'Or victory. Greeted by a sea of supporters, the French star soaked in the moment, waving to fans, smiling, and delivering a heartfelt speech in his hometown language. Dembele expressed deep gratitude to his family, coaches, and his people, calling the moment a dream come true. Chants and pride filled the air as the city welcomed home one of its own. Avrex opened its arms to welcome home a legend. The Ballon d'Or wasn't just his, it belonged to the city, a moment of history and hometown honor.
Voilà, à chaque moment difficile, vous avez été ma force. Voilà, j'essaye toujours de revenir à Évreux pour passer vous voir, vous faire un coucou. Et voilà, mon enfance ici à Évreux.
And with that, you have come to the end of the news bulletin. It's always a pleasure having you on board. Let's do this again next time, same channel. My name is Susan Nganga, and our sign language interpreter tonight has been Paul Mathenge. Have a good night.
Everywhere, GBS.